get started. Hello gorgeous readers, I'm so happy that you are here and I hope you're all well. So today what I thought we'd do is talk about popular book series that are on my TBR but that I haven't read yet. I'll be completely honest, I'm very behind. I'm very behind the rest of the booktubers, book talk, all the girlies that have read these series. I just haven't yet. Some of them, there are reasons why I haven't read them, and I'm going to talk about that, and hopefully you can maybe put some of my reservations to rest or just convince me once and for all that they're not for me. And then some I just haven't got around to. There's so many books in the world, some I just haven't got around to yet, but we're going to talk about them all today, and yeah, so let's just crack straight on. Okay, the first series is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, I know. I'm still at the restaurant, but instead of having read it and feeling like I will never read another series as good again, I'm at the restaurant and everyone else has left because they've all read it. They're all gone. They know all the things that I don't know, although I do know a lot about this series. So, one thing that you should know about me is that I don't mind spoilers. I know. Listen, I've actually read this book. I've read Throne of Glass and I've read, I think, like half of Crown of Midnight, but I read them years ago when I was a teenager. I read Throne of Glass, I loved it, and then I started reading Crown of Midnight and I just didn't finish it for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I just didn't. And then I kind of put it to one side and I didn't look back again. And I honestly thought, I said I would never read this series, I would never finish this series, because I am someone who, I know that this is a fantasy series and not necessarily like specifically romantasy. Obviously there are romantic elements in it, and I am someone who, I like my ship to start in the first book and just carry on all the way to the last book. So I knew that there wasn't that in this book, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to spoil it if you haven't read it yet. I don't want to spoil it for you, but basically, if you've read ACOTAR, then you know. If you have not read ACOTAR, skip. Like, just skip forward because I'm about to spoil it for you. Okay, there's your warning. So, like in ACOTAR, it took me so long to read that series because I knew that Feyre and Tamlin weren't the end game ship. They were just temporary, and then it was going to be Feyre and Rhys. But I was like, why do I have to read an entire book about Feyre and Tamlin when I just want to read a book with Feyre and Rhys and continue the series that way? So it took me so long to read that series, and I haven't actually finished it yet. I'm halfway through book 3. I don't want to talk about it, but I am glad that I read it because I love book 2 and I love Feyre and Rhys's love story, but I had such a mental block because I knew that there was Feyre and Tamlin first. And so with this series, again, not to give too many spoilers, so to be honest, if you haven't read this series, just keep skipping until we get somewhere else. I know that obviously there are a few kind of love interests dotted around this series, and then it's like a couple of books until you get the main ship. So that's why I haven't read it yet. I just had such a mental block, but I am determined to read it, and I am going to read it because I know that so many people love it. Like, they're obsessed, and I want to be obsessed too. That's what I want. So I am going to read this series, but that's why I haven't read it. It is, however, firmly on my TBR. Next is Fourth Wing. Okay. I know. I told you that these are popular book series that I haven't read yet. I told you. Basically, Fourth Wing, I haven't read yet because it is not finished. I don't like to read book series that are not finished because it coincides with my need for a happily ever after for the couple. So I'm talking specifically about romance books here. My couple, I like my ship to start in the first book and end happily ever after in the last book. There can be a journey to get there. There can be a roller coaster. There can be lots of ups and downs, sure. But I need the happily ever after. And when a series isn't finished, you don't know if the happily ever after is guaranteed because the series isn't finished yet. It's not been written. I also had a mental block on reading this series. I know that Onyx Storm ends on a cliffhanger, and I also think that I know what that cliffhanger is, which is not intentional. I wasn't looking for spoilers. I know very little actually about this series. I know who the main like couple is, and I know who the main character is, and it's about dragons. Like, I know all that, but I actually know very little about this series. However, I'm pretty sure that I have spoiled the ending of Onyx Storm for myself. It was unintentional. Thank you, Alex Warren. I still love you. But if the TikTok that I saw is right, then I'm going to be devastated waiting for the next book, the 4th book. But everyone loves this so much. Like, they rave about it so much, and they are like diehard. They love it. My sister's read it. She loves it, and she says that I should read it. So I'm kind of like, should I just take the pain of not having the next book in the series and just read read Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, and then just obsess until the 4th book comes out? I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is actually very high up my TBR. Next up is the Powerless trilogy. Now, there's no particular reason as to why I haven't read this series. I believe it's because the 3rd book hadn't come out yet, because I think it just came out in April this year. But now that it's finished, I'm absolutely reading it because I want to know what everyone's talking about. Okay, I want to meet Payton and Kai. I have to. Next is the Chestnut Springs series. Again, no particular reason why I haven't read this series. I bought it all from the works. I bought the 5 or 6 books, can't quite remember, but I bought the entire series, and it's just been sat on my bookshelf, and I just haven't read it yet. So this is also high up my list because I feel the need for some cowboy romance in my life. Let me know what you thought about this series and tell me which ones were your favourite. The final book is the Cruel Prince series by Holly Black. Now, the reason that I haven't read this series is because someone told me that I wouldn't like it. And they know how I feel about like romantasy. So if someone could just confirm or deny, well, no, confirm down below if this book has a happily ever after for the main couple, if there's no love triangles, and if the ship like starts from the 1st book and carries through to the end. Again, they could have a journey. It just needs to flow. So if someone could tell me whether that is true, or if it is not, then that would be great. And that is all of the book series that I'm going to include in this video because honestly, there are so many. My TBR is like, well, much longer than my arm. It's very long, and there are so many series that I need to catch up on, but I just thought these were some of like the most popular ones that I see people talk about a lot, so these are the ones that I would include. But please let me know your thoughts and let me know what you think about any of these series. Do you love them? Do you not? I want all the tea. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. The best part of this video was that you were here with me, so thank you so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!